Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Kiska Brand Bajega Industry Titans. This week we bring to you a brand that defines sports as an anytime, anywhere activity. Within just 2.5 years of its operation, it has taken fantasy sports by storm and is on the verge of becoming the next unicorn startup of the country. With the biggest sporting name like Captain Virat Kohli as their brand ambassador and being the official kit sponsors of the Indian cricket team, they have played all the right cards to rise as the category favourites, thus bringing to you the brand that has championed the mobile gaming platforms along with its captain, Mr. Sai Srinivas Kiranji, co-founder and CEO of Mobile Premier League. Sai, welcome to Kiska Brand Bajega. Let's start off with the first question. Sai, you've had quite a checkered career, from pursuing engineering at IIT Kanpur to having a notable stints in product management at Utopia Mobile, Zynga, Bharti Softbank to co-founding Base9, Creotech and finally MPL. What inspired your entrepreneurial journey?
Firstly, thank you so much for having me on your show. I think what inspired me in my entrepreneurial journey is to be very honest, it was from a very young age. I always was very enamored by the internet, and I've always wanted to build my own products, right? And it was more to do with building a product than to do with entrepreneurship, to be honest. It just so happened that I realized later that the best way to build your own product is if you're an entrepreneur. The only way you earn that freedom is if you're an entrepreneur. And that was the reason why I started. And right out of college also, when I graduated from IIT Kanpur, I was, in fact, I believe, the only person from my batch who ended up becoming a product manager. I mean, back then that was like, what is this guy doing? What is product management, right? Because everybody was either banking or it was consulting or one of those gigs. It's now very mainstream, and it's primarily to do with building, and it's the joy you get out of building products, which a lot of customers use, is quite incredible. And I think hopefully, if anything, would love to keep building for as long as I probably can.
Perfect, Sai. Mobile and fantasy gaming are relatively new concepts as far as the Indian consumer is concerned. How did MPL go about not only generating consumer interest in these categories, but also garner a user base of 6 crore Indians? What were the challenges that you faced in your journey so far?
I think the thing that people often tend to think is that we've come and done something new, or we've come and done something we have to fight a lot to get consumers' attention, or consumers or to attract customers towards yourself. But the fact is, gaming has no language, right? A game of pool is a game of pool for someone in Maharashtra who probably only speaks Marathi. It's a game of pool for someone in West Bengal who probably only speaks Bengali. It's a universal language, right? Everybody understands games. It's just the nature of how it is. And the fact of the matter is, the kind of games that we have, like chess, carom, pool, etc., these are games that almost every single person who's probably seeing the show and every single person out there understands well. And our simple value proposition was that we wanted to build a platform where people could come together and compete in massive tournaments in games of chess, pool, caroms, different games. That is a value proposition that very clearly struck a chord with every single user out there, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're good at something, you really want to compete with others around you and see who's the best at that. And that's what makes it a sport. And that's why we call it esports.
Perfect. Interestingly, apart from India, MPL has also bet big on Indonesia. What is your rationale behind entering Indonesia's gaming market?
Sure. I mean, that's a good question, and it's also a question that we get a lot, right? Why did you guys choose Indonesia, right? I think the first in the question itself, you gave a part of the answer, saying that Indonesia, in great ways, is actually very similar to India, right? It's significantly younger population, incredible market with great data penetration, and now payments also is penetrating quite significantly. Indonesia, for all practical purposes, is the biggest market in South Asia apart from India, right? If you look at the whole Southeast Asian economy, I mean, any Southeast Asian company wants to make its mark in Indonesia. It's the one market you have to win in order to win Southeast Asia, right? And because of all these points, our entire point of view was, not to mention, it's also very close to India, so it's easier to run a business with proximity. And I mean, last year changed all that, but nonetheless, still back in the day, proximity did matter a little. But because of all these reasons, we chose Indonesia, right? And we wanted to understand what it took or what it takes for a business to actually, at least an Indian consumer business, to go launch in another country. What are the complications? What are the things that you need to put in place? What are the kind of processes you need to put in place to win in another market? And in all, to be very honest and to be very practical about this, we've not had a lot of Indian consumer software companies actually go beyond India, right? Very few have done that, right? So it's not as if we have a playbook, or it's not as if we know, these are the 10 things that you need to do, and this is the checklist, and you tick each one, and you end up becoming successful everywhere else. That's not the case, right? And this is the reason why we chose Indonesia, because we wanted to build that checklist for ourselves. And hopefully, and now that we're seeing great results and great traction in Indonesia, we will hopefully go to other countries. And we will hopefully put at least some checklist in place, which, more companies will eventually go add to it themselves. And eventually we, as Indian startups and Indian startup ecosystem, will also have a wonderful checklist of our own, which enables our peers to go to as many countries as possible.
Okay, perfect, well said. A large chunk of MPL's user base comes from the non-metro cities. Sai, what is the reason for the platform's popularity and success, especially in the non-metro cities? Also, I wish to know, how does the company plan to increase its user base in the metro cities, which comparatively have a high data penetration?
Sure. See, I think firstly, this is it's kind of untrue that we don't have user base in the metro cities. It's just that majority of India's population is from tier 2 and tier 3 cities,
tier
right?
3, absolutely,
yeah. So even our user base follows a very similar trend, right? Which is kind of like in tune with what you see with generally how the population is distributed in India. I think for growth in some of in the whole market, be it metros or tier 1 or tier 2, the focus is always to make good games, right? I think it's very important to understand that Indian customers, the kind of quality of games that they've now seen and the kind of quality they want is on par with any global games out there, right? Especially on mobile phone, right? And only way to ensure that you keep growing is to have better and better games on the platform, which is what we do. We're working with developers from across the country to bring in better and better games. So the more kind of variety that there is, the more customers that can engage on the platform. And that's pretty much been the mantra from day zero.
Indians love sports, be it offline or with online games. And with the rise of MPL as an esports brand, we wanted to understand the general perception that consumers have towards MPL with some interesting questions. But before that, you get a chance to second guess those questions and try to reflect the consumer perceptions about the brand MPL as accurately as possible.
Sure.
So let's begin. The first one. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word Mobile Premier League? What do you think the consumers would have said?
I think it's kind of a little obvious. I think the first thing which will come to people's mind is probably Indian Premier League, because the words are kind of like quite similar. And
IPL, anything else that you think apart from IPL?
Probably English Premier League or the Indian jersey, right? Because we got MPL on the Indian jersey. I think some of these things would be the first thing would probably come into consumers' mind, I guess. Yeah.
So let's see what the consumer's top of mind is for MPL. Let's have a look.
I think Virat Kohli.
They're interesting ads.
I think a team that I could pick of my own choice. The Indian Test team, because it's the sponsor.
Making my team before the deadline. Discussing team selection with my friends.
Extra pocket money.
Quite a varied answers, right? From extra pocket money to also the obvious one, which is Virat Kohli, right?
Of course. I think I missed that. Yeah, I missed that. I missed Kohli, actually. That's probably should have been my first answer, yeah.
Right. And finally, if MPL were to diversify, which sector would that be?
I think if MPL were to diversify which sector, I think the biggest sector would be into broadcast of esports. I think if you're playing a large tournament, then we would ideally want to figure out a way to broadcast esports. The second thing is into sports merchandise. I think we're very keen on building a really good sports merchandising brand, and which we are doing with MPL Sports. And also very clearly as an extension to that into esports merchandising atop of it. Yeah.
Perfect. So let's have a look at what the consumers are aligned with your thoughts.
I guess cricket merchandise.
Fitness bands.
I think energy drinks.
Turfs, but for cricket. Fitness bands.
Mobile phones because it's an app.
Sports goods.
Yeah, most of them were on bang on. Sports goods, cricket merchandise, right? So that's something which was there. We wanted to know the secret sauce behind building a successful esports empire within such a short span. Hence, in our next segment, The Big Idea, we will show you a few campaigns of yours which received a lot of love from the audience and subsequently give the viewers a sneak peek on the making of a successful marketing campaign.
हीरो बनना है तो MPL खेलना Puff boy like a नारियल cool macha Shopping like a superstar Thumping rowdies full par अब हर गली से हीरो निकलेगा जब सारा इंडिया MPL खेलेगा डाउनलोड करो MPL.live से MPL
Sai, you've signed one of the biggest names in the world of sports, Virat Kohli, as your brand ambassador. According to you, what does brand Virat Kohli bring to the table for a startup like yours?
I mean, what does brand Virat Kohli? I mean, Virat Kohli is the biggest brand in the country, right? You know, he's redefined how athletes are looked at in the country. I mean, the kind of discipline and the kind of rigor he brings to his game is just incredible, right? And I think what it got for MPL was similar attributes, right? It got the similar attributes in the team that was building it, like in my colleagues, and at the same time, it also created those kind of associations in the customer's mind. I think that was one of the biggest advantages of bringing Virat on board, right? And the second, I think the second thing is what went behind when we were making that Hero Banna campaign. It was quite simple, right? I think the one thing we always very, very clear and particular about with MPL was that we wanted to build a platform where people could come compete, win in these tournaments, and be recognized by everyone who participated in it, right? So, and each one of us in India, or we all have had our streets when we were growing up, our own mohallas where we used to probably go play cricket or play any sport for that matter, and it was very important that we were the best players in that street or in that apartment building or in that small locality, irrespective of how it would be at the rest of the country. And our goal was to basically provide people a platform where they could be heroes in their own small communities. So that's the reason why we the campaign was Hero Banna, and I think some of the ads that came out in that were quite beautiful.
Perfect. Let's talk about IPL. MPL was one of the few brands which bet big on IPL, and you also advertised heavily during the competition. Did advertising during the IPL result in a bump in terms of user growth and engagement numbers?
I think, the thing with IPL is practically every brand in the country bets big on IPL, right? It's because the one time of the year where almost every single Indian is probably going to watch at least one match, right? So it's a great opportunity for any brand. To give you a little context on how IPL plays out, right? Let's assume in a normal day you get 100 installs on IPL. On the lowest day in an IPL, we'll get 200 installs at least, right? So that's the significance of IPL, right? And as an event also, it's such a wonderfully hosted event, and it just brings the whole country together, and it's almost like a festival itself in its own way, and that's worked pretty well for us, and we hope to continue to keep doing that. Yeah.
Perfect. Over the years, marketing campaigns have become synonymous with the brand's identity. A good campaign idea is like having your perfect 11 that can help you win against any side. Hence, in an attempt to give a platform and encourage young creative minds of the country, we have MBA students from colleges across India who are eagerly waiting to present their marketing campaign ideas for your brand and would love to know your thoughts on the same. So shall we begin, Sai? So first up, we have Smith. Smith, welcome to Kiska Brand Bajega. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, sir.
Hello, sir. I am Smith, and it's a pleasure interacting with you. So from my research, I have come across some insights of how people have this misconception that online gaming creates an unhealthy environment, makes someone feel miserable and not belonging to a particular community. Also, everyone has this desire of making their names big in a sport of their choice, but maybe the circumstances around them, they don't allow them to. So I have conceptualized my insights into a campaign named Claim Your Game. So basically, this is a campaign that emphasizes on the fact that the fantasy leagues organized by us on our platforms involve more of strategic decision-making processes, calculated guesses, and not just mere flukes. So participants can basically participate in a contest of their choice, and they can win exciting rewards and offers by coming up with different strategies to excel in that particular gaming format. Accentuating further on this idea, the people who finish on the top of the leaderboards, the monthly or the weekly leaderboards, will get an opportunity to be a part of a video where they will be sharing their analysis and a synopsis of the strategies. And these videos will then be a part of our YouTube channel and the social media handles. This will not only give the participants a feeling of belongingness, but it will also help them or motivate them to participate regularly so as to finish on the top of the leaderboard. Also, this will help us to reposition our brand, MPL, as an online gaming platform that promotes healthy competition.
Yeah, firstly, I love the tagline. I mean, the claim your game. It's a beautiful tagline, right? I think I fully agree with you, right? I think there are certain parts of our ecosystem which have these connotations attached. And I think it can't be further away from the truth, right? Competing in online games and competing in games creates more communities than anything else. In fact, there are businesses that are built purely to build those communities for gaming across the world, which are worth so much today. I mean, if there weren't communities, I don't know how those businesses would be worth so much. I think the idea is great. The idea is wonderful, and I also like the fact that you spoke about how there's a lot of strategy and a lot of thought process going into building your own fantasy team, and it's not a fluke. It can't. I mean, it's never a fluke, right? I think the thing that you could probably add to your campaign is probably once you do make a video of the people who are on the top of these leaderboards, you would want to figure out a way to get that video out to as many places as possible, not just on social media. You may want to actually get some of the big cricket stars also to probably share that video on their Instagram handle saying, hey, you know what? Or maybe something like, one cricket star sharing that video and tagging another cricket star and asking that, hey, what do you think about this strategy?
Yeah. Do you agree with this strategy? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get an engagement going. Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, I think it is definitely a wonderful effort.
Thank you, Smith, and thank you, and all the very best to you. Thank you. And finally, we have Zorif. Zorif, welcome to Kiska Brand Bijega.
Hello, my name is Zorif Charania, and I'm from Wellinkar, Mumbai.
And what is your idea for Sai?
So my campaign stems from the insight that we tend to tell people to get a life who are always busy with their phones and who have no time to party or socialize. So I thought, why not call this campaign Get a Life? In this campaign, we will showcase how online gamers who are constantly on their phone are building their lives and are living their lives in ways many people can't even imagine. The purpose is to showcase that it is actually cool to always be on your phone. Online gamers have lives that many people are jealous of. We'll try to bring about this concept in a fun and snazzy way, which would grab the attention of most of our audience.
So he's put a new connotation to Get Your Life. So what is your take on it, Sai?
So I think firstly, I kind of sympathize with him because even I've been a gamer myself, and everybody kind of used to say similar things to me, and it's just that I used to always tell that you should probably come over to this side of life and see how wonderful it is to actually play games with some people based out of different, sometimes different parts of the world, right? There might be someone who's playing a game with you from somewhere in America, somewhere in Brazil, I think there's a reason why sports brings people together. Like Olympics got so many countries together, and it's because it has a universal language to it, and that's the same thing with gaming. So I do get that, but the only thing that's important to know is that everything should. There's space for everything in life, and there's also everybody should accept and respect everything in life. So it's while one part of it is enjoying your games and playing it, but at the same time, the campaign should also talk about how for everyone their life is very different. It's for a gamer, his life is about playing the game well. For a sportsman, it's his life is about playing the sport well. So when you say get a life, it's about deciding what your life means for you. And if you're a gamer, then fair, then go build on that and be the best gamer that you can be. And hopefully someday you'll represent India in esports in Asian Games or in the Olympics. I think in this kind of campaign, with when hopefully India wins a gold in esports, this kind of campaign would go wonderfully well with that, right?
Thank you very much, Zorif, for joining us. Sai, the last question from my end. MPL has already started developing its presence in the international markets with Indonesia. Are there any other countries which the brand is actively targeting? Also, what are the future plans for MPL? And is there a wish list from the Indian government to aid the growth of India's bustling startup industry?
Right. Firstly, our goal is to be as global can be, right? Like I said, right, we eventually want to host tournaments where we eventually want to get to a point where we can host the Olympics of esports on MPL, right? Every single country, every single player competing in games like chess, cannon, pool, maybe first-person shooters, maybe car racing games, and so on and so forth. It'll be wonderful. It'll be something which would be wonderful to see, where people from 100 different countries coming and competing together. Well, that's where we want to get to, right? And now that will take time, and that's a lot of hard work, and they're on it, and hopefully we'll get there sometime sooner rather than later. As far as the wish list from wish list goes, which you asked me, right? I think what is very important is to have very structured and clear, or should I say, clarity in terms of regulations, right? And what it does is that once there's clarity and once there's very clear do's and don'ts, it makes it very easy for investors to invest in the ecosystem with confidence, and it makes it easier for entrepreneurs to build businesses with conviction. And that will only aid in India eventually becoming fully Atmanirbhar in terms of building our own platforms rather than relying on platforms from some of the other markets. And at the same time, it also takes us significantly closer to the 5 trillion economy that we eventually want to get to, right? And the reason why I say that is esports is going to be big in the world. The question is how is India going to define it? If eventually India is going to have 300 to 400 million who are going to be a part of esports worldwide. That roughly represents about 30 to 40% of global consumption, right? So if India is controlling 30 to 40% of global consumption, I think it's up to India to also define the rules and at least be a participant in defining the rules of what esports is going to be and how esports is going to be viewed in India and eventually how it's going to be viewed across the world. So that I think would be my number one thing on my wish list.
Thank you, Sai, for joining us today and taking us through your ideas on the journey of bringing esports in the form of MPL to the audiences. I'm sure a lot of marketeers and sports lovers watching this episode would be taking back a bag full of insights on the future of esports. On behalf of the entire team at Kiska Brand Bajega, we wish you all the very best, and we hope you keep engaging us with your powerhouse startup.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This is Aditya Bhatt signing off. Until next time, stay safe and happy branding.
From a brand equity point of view, Kellogg's India is the single strongest brand in the world for the company.
Interesting.
We are ahead of very old, well-established markets like Canada, US, UK. Number one, by a margin.